Hi Stampers, welcome to fancyforstampin.com. I'm Josie-Cauler. How's everyone doing during this coronavirus pandemic? Been getting a lot of stamping done? I have. And today I'm going to share this birthday card that I made. And it's another fun fold card. Oops, let me get rid of that. That opens up like this and folds closed. Let's get started with what it is we're going to need. I used the Celebration Happy Birthday to You stamp set to do this, and the birthday dies that coordinate with it, along with the Celebration Flowering Foils DSP. You're going to need a piece that measures 5.5 by 12 inches, or any cardstock. As a matter of fact, it doesn't really, any DSP, but I chose this one because, as you can see, I spent a lot of time coloring it with my Stampin' Blends. I'm not going to color this card today because that would take way too much time, but I am going to show you how to do the basic cut and assemble the card. Then I used a piece of Pool Party cardstock that measures 3¼ by 4¼ and another piece that measures 3¾ by 4¾ Then I have a scrap of Whisper White, a piece of Whisper White that measures 4 by 3 inches, another piece of Whisper White that measures 4.5 by 3.5, and this piece for the banner, a piece of Whisper White that measures 4 inches by 3¼ inches. At the end of the video, I will also have a diagram similar to this one, showing you where to cut and where to score and what to do. This is just for me right now. Okay, so we have this piece of 5.5 by 12 inch cardstock, and I'm going to need to get my paper trimmer right now. Of course, I didn't plan to get that, so excuse me while I move everything. Okay, so I've got my paper trimmer here, and I've extended the arm. And what we're going to do is put the long edge of the cardstock up at the top. Oops, one of my lights went out. Wonder why that happened. Put the long edge of the cardstock up at the top, and we're going to score this piece of cardstock at 2 and 4 inches. Then we're going to score it at 8 inches. And 10 inches. Okay, we're going to fold on all 4 of those score lines. So it looks like this. Okay, then the next thing we need to do is we need to measure 2 3/4 inches from the bottom up. So let me move my trimmer off to the side. I have my small little ruler. Small a little, that's an oxymoron. 2 3/4 inches from the bottom up. 2 3/4, and I'm just going to make a light pencil mark right there. And I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. Two and 3/4 inches. Okay, now we are going to trim, and you can draw a line if you want to, but I don't think it's necessary. From this inner fold line, top of this inner fold line, to this mark. So we're going to cut this corner off. Here, I'll draw a light line so you can see it. Right there. I'm going to cut that off. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. From the top of the inner fold line to that mark, we're going to cut off this corner. Just like that. Okay, so let me get my paper trimmer. I can close this arm now. And I'm going to line up that line so that I can cut this. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, there we go. There's one that I pulled off. And here's another. Okay, move this out of the way. Okay, now we don't want to throw those pieces away because I'll show you what we're going to do with them. We're going to fold the card closed, and we're going to take, well, no, don't fold the card closed. We're going to take one piece and we're going to attach it to the bottom. So basically we removed it from up here and we're going to attach it down here with snail. Like that. And we're going to take this piece and attach it to this side like this with snail. Like so. So when we close it, it goes like this. Okay, now I spent a lot of time coloring these flowers. Why won't this light stay on? That's weird. Guess it's not working anymore. Anyway, I think you can still see what I'm doing. I use Stampin' Blends to color all of those. And the colors that I used were Flirty Flamingo, I used Soft Seafoam, and Pool Party. Here's Pool Party, here's Soft Seafoam. And I used So Saffron for the center. I colored the flowers lightly with the light pen marker first, and then I just traced the outline with the darker. I managed to fix my light. It wasn't plugged in all the way. Now, since this is clear white on this side, when you open it up, the ink does come through, but I think it gives it a pretty cool look. It looks pretty. It's like a muted. So I'm not going to, like I said, spend time coloring this because it would take forever. First thing we're going to do is the inside. We're going to take our piece of 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 inch cardstock, and we're going to use snail adhesive to adhere it to the inside center of the card. Okay, and then we're going to take the 4 1/2 by 3 1/2 inch piece of Whisper White cardstock, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday in Pool Party up at the top. Did I use the wrong piece? No, I didn't. Maybe I did. I don't know. No, I didn't. I used the right piece of Whisper White. And we're going to adhere that to the inside with Snail also. Okay, so far that's what we've got finished. All right, then we're going to take our 4" by 3" piece of Whisper White cardstock and the cake die, or cake, I'm sorry, cake stamp, and we're going to ink it up real good with Versamark. But before I stamp, I'm going to use my embossing buddy to go over this piece of cardstock to get rid of any static. Okay, and since we don't have rose gold embossing powder, I am going to use copper. It's rose gold embossing on the cardstock, but I used copper to emboss this cake. And it looks, you can't even tell that it's not the same color. Okay, so there we go. We've got that done. Let me get my tray and embossing powder. And we'll put that over it. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'll move this out of the way and we'll heat this up. Okay, and we got that done. Okay, next I'm going to take my blender pen and my crumb cake ink pad, and I'm just going to color the frosting on the cake. I like chocolate, so I'm going to use chocolate. So just very lightly. I used Stampin' Blends on pretty much everything else, but a blender pen for this. I haven't checked to see what it would look like if we used the soft suede blender, Stampin' Blend. Okay, we'll get this all colored. You can make it as light or as dark as you want. Okay, we've got the frosting done. We're going to do the cake plate in Pool Party. Where'd I put my Pool Party ink pad? Here it is. Let me make sure I have the right end. I do. I'll just do that real quick. Okay, and we're not going to mess with coloring these flowers because we're going to take our piece of scrap Whisper White cardstock and we're going to run our embossing buddy over it. And my Versamark ink and my cake stamp set, and all we're going to do, we're just working on getting the flowers. Okay, so let's put that on there like so. And now we'll put some more copper embossing powder over the flowers. Okay. And we'll heat emboss that. Okay. Now I colored the flowers with the Flirty Flamingo and the soft seafoam. So I'll do that now. Do the whole thing in the light color first. Oh, did I not get it totally embossed? Let me heat that a little more. There we go, that's better. And I'll just color these in real quick. I don't know why it looks like it's smearing, and I don't know why. Maybe I need to let it cool a little longer. That's what I'll do. I'll let it cool just a little longer. Okay, that's what it needed. It needed to cool just a little longer, so I went ahead and finished coloring it in the light color, and then I'm outlining in the dark pink. Just to give it a little, and I'm not even going around the whole petal on the flower, just parts. Just parts of the petal is good enough. And then we still need to color the leaves. So I'm going to turn off the camera and I'll come back with that. Okay, so I've got them all colored, all the flowers colored. Now I'm going to cut them out on the Big Shot with the birthday die. And I've got them cut out, so what I'm going to do is add some dimensionals to the back. 3, as a matter of fact. 2 on the wider end of the flowers, and 1 up at the narrow end. And I'm just going to attach it right over the flowers on the cake. Just like that. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is use dimensionals to attach this piece of Whisper White cardstock to my remaining piece of Pool Party with a dimensional in each corner. Like so. And then I'll take my card base And I'm going to line up these corners with the cut mark up there. So that means I need to put some dimensionals just down here on this flap. I'm going to put 3 there, just like that. See? So these are the only things holding this to the card. Just like so. Okay, and then our 3/4 by 4 inch piece of Whisper White for Celebrate in Pool Party. And this is centered. Perfect. And that is attached with 2 more dimensionals toward the middle of the banner. And it is going to go right there over the bottom of the cake plate. And there you have it. Which one do you like better? Oh, you know what I didn't do on my flowers is I didn't color in the centers. What am I thinking? Let's get some yellow in there. There we go. They're done. One is colored and one is not, and they're both equally beautiful. Well, that was short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed your visit here today. If you have any questions, let me know. Until next time, happy stamping!